who we're talking about. It's definitely... Weird. Is he here to work on the equipment? But he doesn't look like any of the workers we saw yesterday. He snuck away again! Do you... He's constantly looking back. Paimon's calling it now. Something fishy is going on. Good point. He could be on his way to meet...
Reporting back, ma'am. Nothing suspicious to note at the Bunshin Phantasm booth.
Sarah? Hey, Zoe! What's going on here?
Forgive me, ma'am. I have failed.
So, what's going on? What are you Huh? What orders? You really can't tell us anything?
An astute observation, traveler.
What? The Shogun is here?
You recognized me with a single glance? It matters not. I am certain the person standing before us is our friend. Her gaze, her presence, her mastery of several types of elemental...
No, please!
What? You're right. That's a big risk.
The purpose of this festival is to bring humans and yokai together. Fortunately, no one else.
Ah, so the thunder we heard...
On the contrary, it was my decision. I was unable to capture the culprit last night, so
speaking of Miko, where is she?
She is investigating the trace of yokai power found at the scene. Miko is working with the Kamisato siblings to verify the identity. As for the contestants, that inquiry must be... The Tenryo Commission is too conspicuous.
Okay, so you need us to talk to the...
Precisely. Traveler. But if one of them has indeed been displaced by... Thank you.
What are you guys gonna do next? Continue to investigate...
Worry not. Miko and I discussed that issue.
One of her genius plans, huh?
Indeed. If you
Okay, so where do we start? We need to ask questions to figure out if there's an imposter, but we can't arouse so tired. We... Oh, Sayu and Yoimiya seem the same as ever. Oh, good idea! Doppelgangers only mimic... Wait for... Yeah, well, the Traveler's judging this thing. Yeah, if the people in charge are here early... Oh, no, it's just... Well, it's... So we wanted to come early to reminisce about... White Fur acting super... Huh? What? Well, that was my bad. I tried it, but this time, I'm not in charge of training. That one shouldn't be on me. I didn't realize I was tricked until later. Based on what happened, Mujina... No, I'm not! And Oh, we should get out of here first! Bye, Wafer! Bye! Wow, we've had so many adventures, huh? Oh yeah, totally! It was... Anyway, Paimon didn't pick up on anything suspicious from that team. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the best Let's ask about the creative process behind the game and confirm their identities that way. Paimon saw... Hey, Toma! We were hoping to learn a bit more Feel a sock?
Oh, Boss and Shosei were up super late, and he's back at it this morning.
Time for an interview. Into you. Not so fast. Makes sense. Kids need a little extra. Right. Adults have more stamina, so they can get more... Older adults. Ah, okay. Wait. But not for... Whoa, not as...
Yes, but...
Well, Toma's answers were all very... Plus, he was with Shosei until late last night. Kozo and his two friends... So, we're back at square one.
Huh? Why,
You're here alone?
don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us? Kokumi! A little warning next time! Energy?
In a tree? Dry berry?
Oh, sorry.
Gyobukoban is a...
No, of course not!
In the clear. Good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Huh?
Hello. Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
That means the culprit didn't manage.
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
The culprit? It's you!
Oh? Greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to
Can you stop with the teasing then?
500 years and you're still not used to it? Sounds like...
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running. Investigated the shogunate officials' nightmares. Analyzed the traces of
All in one night?
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival. Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Compare to that, complaining about one night of... You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet dream. Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh?
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years. You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut. Well, enough about the past. We must...
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right? That should mean the culprit didn't...
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even... In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way...
But...
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation won't completely expose them. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Make the culprit question whether their cover is blown. Oh, A didn't tell... Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival. Please welcome Her Excellency, the...
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well?
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions. day of hard work.
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting reign!
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem...
You must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't
I see. Yet, you remind...
oh,
What are you looking at, Abe?
The food offerings. Work it. I see. I appreciate your...
of course. It's an honor to serve such a
No need for formalities. I'll take...
right away.
3 orders? So Paimon gets one.
Yes. I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without... I have my reasons for being here, of course. But I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere. Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Yet, the name endures.
Traveler, Paimon.
Oh, Mizuki! Looks like you got some much needed.
Yume Mizuki.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty. I wish I could have dispelled the night.
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on with this nightmare creature?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Isa bathhouse with me? Most of the contestants will be there. Oh, and don't worry about payment. It's my treat.
Really? Yes, let's go!
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all. So I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would!
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
Aw, that's too bad.
I almost forgot. Miko wanted to talk to you, Traveler. I'll take you...
Oh? Well,
Almighty Shogun, your dango milk is ready.
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can wait here. We'll... Alright, now we can talk freely. I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you noticed anything? Exactly. I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are until their emotions become so heavy, even the strongest of people collapse under the weight. I see the humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil. It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to compartmentalize their negative emotions. Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you come in, Traveler. Approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded. But don't worry, you'll still have my help. Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Isa Bathhouse after closing. Then, this is what you're gonna do.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler has other plans, Paimon. So we'll head to the bathhouse on our own.
Huh? You're not coming? Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg!
there is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up. What makes you say that? If my presence makes them nervous, or impedes their ability to relax, does that not defeat the purpose of going to the... I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions. As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue. Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, naturally that person should be me. What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will. What clever verbal tricks, traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko. You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be... persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight.
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine.
Well, shall... All right. Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring. Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku. But the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And, naturally, the body of the Shogun has no need for such luxuries. The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed. What makes you say that? Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead. The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them. Yes. I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down. No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again. Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes?
Oh. Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first...
Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out. Oh no!
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
What's going...
What happened just now? What frightened you?
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you. Just take...
I almost fainted again just now. Yes, I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to get a closer look. And in that moment, I thought about how people who see their doppelganger usually...
A doppelganger? In Inazuma City? But we only detected...
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers at Mount Yogo too!
Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file a report?
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that...
On the bright side, the victim seemed...
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo commission.
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa!
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping...
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once. Kappa!
Excuse me. Let me...
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Now is not the time to cast blame. Did anyone witness the attack?
We split up for just a second, and the next thing we knew, he was on the ground.
Oh, it must be some terribly...
How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his night...
The yokai! It must be getting stronger!
Kappa... Oh.
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. I who allowed us to continue the festival despite the potential. Sarah, what is the status of the other contestants? Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is—
Wait,
What is it, Miko?
you're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution. But do you truly believe that what we're facing now is just a nightmare? Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoin could shed some light. I believe there's been a break in the case.
That doesn't sound right.
Kappa is made of wood?
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa.
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. It's a Bakedaniki tail!
Kikaku! Kikaku! Run!
Tetsunosuke?
They're getting away!
Aren't you supposed to be in Inazuma's?
And leave you two by yourselves? That's...
No fighting! What?
Bakedaniki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them! Paimon's had enough of these things! What even are they? More Bakedaniki tricks?
Nothing's working!
Little rascal!
You wish!
Transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us! You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires! 3 of them! We'll show them.
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! Oh, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick? Oh!
Kichiro, protect us!
We're almost rid of them.
Tengu was flying. Tengu is a cheater.
Tengu, why are you helping the...
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans!
Shogun sent people to steal our land.
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal our...
And the Mikawa Flower Festival. Shogun is making yokai serve the humans.
Serve the humans?
Shogun even forced Great Baku yokai.
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
Stay back!
Humans want to...
Hold on. Something's not right.
No need. I know what's wrong.
What are you doing? Trying to put Tetsunosuke to...
Kinkaku doesn't want to stay up.
Servitude, enslavement. These might sound like ridiculous a world of despair and fear, where enemies lurk at every turn, devoid of even a single shred of light.
So, they're sleepwalking?
If we knew how, we would have done so back.
Give us your worst. Kinkaku will never leave the Tanuki path.
Truly?
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere.
How long have we been hiding?
No idea. If you're...
Shh, quiet!
This is a fine piece of land. The grain yield...
Remember to check for traces of yokai in the surrounding area. By order of the
Shogun, we are to exterminate all yokai.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right?
Oh yeah! The festival for humans, and humans alone. The yokai...
That's right. We...
No!
Quiet! Or...
What?
What is that? Ah!
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are...
The same thing happened.
The Mikawa Flower...
This yokai...
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa... Boss Tama...
The humans are coming for us. We're gonna...
We infiltrate the Mikawa Flower Festival.
But how do we get in?
Boss Toma is the best!
How about...
Traveler! Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
Huh? The nightmare is gone. You purified it.
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are gonna...
Oh, that explains all the Boss Toma this and Boss Toma that. Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be Akitsuyuge experts. But this time, Toma did all... Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bake Danuki have been in hiding for...
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Hazo, return to the festival to keep watch. The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare...
Shogun!
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a Naku weed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him.
Keep it to yourself, you...
Ioroi, I wish to...
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It...
You could have at least slowed down a little.
The humans real...
Your body is stuck.
Huh? I am not dead?
Ioroi? The humans real...
Wait, this must be Kinkaku. Kinkaku!
When the humans, Kabuna Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched. So
we decided to escape the human just as the girl...
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power. It was the will of the great.
It restored our power. And then we made the human...
Oh! And by... Oh!
We tricked him in...
So, you didn't...
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many...
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the...
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn.
But the horn helped us hide from the humans.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt to reach a mutually...
Oh!
Wait. That it?
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here...
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke.
Besides, the Bakedaniki were only sealed away back then.
Ioroi, it's...
How was I to know? It was used to make sacred
So the humans were mean?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I...
There he goes again, changing the subject.
Now you know. No human is trying...
So...
500 years?
It was a 500-year-long...
Huh?
Hey, my game of hide-and-seek isn't...
Well, the mind of a Bakedaniki is...
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time? Who could...
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty Shogun. A trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world. Thus she earned the name Chio the Tigerbite, or
I don't think Chio would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive. That battle, she saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until the nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bakedanuki. That means the
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. It's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. It hit the investigation team working for a better future? Attacked. Hitotsume Kozo and his friends.
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with...
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows, with whatever rationality remains, but sooner or later, its twisted hatred when Chio set her sights on a target.
Oh.
But both possibilities prove, and an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really...
Mikoshi Chio, is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn.
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the...
What is that supposed to mean, Mik?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Danuki friend.
Huh?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down and...
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a
Miko.
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered...
Well... Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Then... what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Ina.
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then...
Right! Can't you just...
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. Why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat
Is that...
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and...
Where? Maybe... Fools! The Kitsune is clearly referring to the Bake Danuki.
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare...
Back then, the nightmare had...
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the...
She just... usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily for us, we have 2 formidable warriors on our side. Our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, its movement...
The solution to that is obvious. Then naturally, a joyous occasion would be an evil beyond measure.
So, if we want to lure it...
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could...
I would imagine we can all think of... Once the enemy appears... Traveler, I ask that you...
All right. I will update everyone back at the festival and start...
Looks like an all-night...
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget...
And in a surprising twist...
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need... one more thing. Thank you.